ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of justice and equality for all, the Rock Ridge Public Schools kindly request that you rise and remove all headwear as we honor America and those who serve to protect our freedom with the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem will be performed by Rock Ridge sophomore Leah Buria.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' bright glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Officials for tonight's game, linesman Mr. Dakota Anderson, referees are Mr. Jason Pastica and Mr. Brian Burbage.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, hockey fans. Welcome to the Iron Trail Motors Event Center for your very own matchup between the Hermantown Hawks and the Rock Ridge Wolverines. Wolverines are 2-2 on the year so far, with their latest win coming back here home in the barn versus the Brainerd Warriors. Hermantown Hawks as well, just 2-2, looking one of those teams looking to change that tonight for the better. Getting into your starting six for the Rock Ridge Wolverines, just like usual, we have Frederick and Coombe at the defensemen. On the wingers, we have 11 Matheson, 9 Colton Bielke, senior captain number 4 Kaz Carlson, and in between the pipes, number 31 Wyatt Jonason. Just seconds away from the face-off, 17 on the clock in period 1. Rock Ridge wearing their whites, Hermantown wearing their absolutely awesome navy blues. Let's play some hockey. Carlson loses the draw off the face-off. The Hawks will take possession, kick it around, and advance it past center ice, moving very quickly in this opening frame. Coombe able to intercept the pass and kick it into his own corner where the Hawks grab it, wraps it around back in front, nothing doing. Matheson leading forward to Bielke, no good, and it will slide the length of the ice, probably for icing, and will. A lot just happened in the first 30 seconds of play and the speed of this game. The winners of the speed of this game will definitely be the winners on the scoreboard at the end of the night. The Hermantown is playing lights out faster than Rock Ridge in this first 30 seconds. We'll see what they have to do to fix that. Carlson taking his time, catching his breath right before the face-off, and he wins it for the first time tonight. We go, Coombe leads up for Bielke again. Kicked over the middle, shoots. No good. Tries not Matthew and inside towards the front. Nothing doing. Saved by, I believe that's 35.
Gary Brown will think he's going to win the 2025 Toyota Corolla.
Fresh legs for the Wolverines, fresh legs for the Hawks. This looks to be line number 2 of Forsberg and number 13 Norberg, the starters in the last home contest for the Wolverines. Those are the defensive unit. And then, of course, Bardovich, Scott, and Westby The number 2s are just as good as the number 1s. Here we have Scott. Scott leading, looking forward. Shot. Save by the Hermantown goalie. And the Wolverines will have to reset. Scott again from the slot. Shot blocked. Tips himself. Trying to find any angle. Pushes him out of the way. And gets pinned up against the boards by 2 Hawk defenders. Still trying to kick the puck free. Moving around. Trying to find it. Avoiding the frozen puck penalty. Back in the corner it goes with the Wolverines. And back behind the blue line. They will have to tag up and go to center ice. Francisco with a great game so far, stopping 2 very quick shots from Scott. Thinking about having to do another one, and Wolverines will lose the puck and have to re-center. Forsberg with the defense on the Hermantown attacker. Centering pass made it right in front of the slot. Shoots now to the slot. Saved by Jonasson. His first for the night. We'll hopefully see that's a big trend for the Rockridge Wolverines tonight. Yet another shot. Jonasson stopped. That makes it 2 shots on goal apiece. Now Wolverines taking it back up. Greshner leading across. Firing shot. Shot blocked. Kicked into the corner and stays in the corner. Where Scuffy will lead out in front. Nothing doing. Hawks will go the other way with it, really trying to push the tempo, one-on-one going the other way. Tripped up by number 2, Frederick. Frederick with a really great job playing defense there, slowing the pressure down and stripping the puck away. As Scuffy leads for Frederick. Frederick skating with it, tripped up by no penalty is called. Hawks rewinding outside, trying to work back beneath the net. Stick loose in front of the net is picked up finally.
And the Hawks will reset by the blue line.
Puck dumped in, trying to find a chase. Centering pass back outside, nothing. And the Wolverines will go the other way with it. This is Greshner. Greshner will fire it into the stands. There's a souvenir for one lucky fan as everybody vacates the ice. We'll have a very own fire drill and a face-off at center ice. 14:03 to go in this first period of play. Very electric start to the game, even though it's only been about 3 minutes bled off the clock. Hermantown wins the draw, fires it into the zone right by that western snowplow sign. Wraps all the way around to the other side of the boards where the Rockridge will take possession with it. Carlson skating, trying to find Bielke. Pass is intercepted, ends up to Bielke's stick anyway, and the Wolverines will have to regroup. Norberg trying to find Carlson. Carlson off the tape. It is tipped, so no icing penalty. Pushed into the boards. Carlson pleading his case, a referee decides against any type of penalty. Good for Carlson's favor. He actually leads the Wolverines in penalty minutes this year with, I believe, just short of 30. That is a bunch of PIMs for only 4 games to be played, ladies and gentlemen. And the puck will slide the length of the ice for icing. We'll have a face-off inside the Hermantown zone. A little bit of extracurricular after the whistle, just like there was in the JV game. And we have Westby in for the face-off draw. Scott fighting for position just on the outside wing. And ends up getting it, but all for naught as Westby loses the face-off. Hawks have a 1-on-0 going the other way. Taken to the ice, no arms in the air. The referee is letting the boys play tonight. Quality is one way you can stop speed, just as speed can stop speed. Bardovich trying to push the pace himself. Steals the puck away, and the Hawks will have to regroup from the back behind their own net. Hawks leading, chasing, just across the blue line. No offside. It looked to be offside from the booth. And a weak shot, but given just right back to the Hawks. Fired into the corner. And nothing doing on that chance either. Rockridge will lead it up. It's Scott. Scott trying to find Westby. Westby picking it up. Westby with Bardovich. Bardovich now skating across the blue line. Chipping it back for Forsberg. Forsberg looking for Scuffy. Cannot get it to Scuffy across the crease for a wide open shot. As we say that, the puck is tipped, so there will be no icing call. And the Wolverines will go the other way with it. Here's Forsberg, the biggest man on the ice, probably 6'5", without skates on. Making him tower over every other defender. The Wolverines need to use his big body as as a absolute weapon tonight. Whether it's passing lanes, shooting lanes, or just a normal, absolute bulletproof defender, he needs to be a difference maker in today's game to stop the Hawks' speed. Face off in the Hawks zone. I believe that's Bardovich. Excuse me, correction. That is number 15, Caden Amundsen. I didn't notice the line change from the Wolverines. Puck is in the corner. Tries to feed out to the slot. Nothing doing. Shot on goal. Nothing. Now there's a goal from the same person. Number 18, Rory Scuffy, as he goes and slides into the student section to celebrate. What a rebound. Shot, score, and rebound for number 18, Rory Scuffy on the play. What a shot. Tried to find the net himself after the setting part. Trying to find the net himself after the centering pass. Puck ends up right back on his stick, and he just seems to put it in. That will be his first on the season, and possibly first ever the way number 9, Bielke, reached for the puck right after the referee got it. We'll have a new frozen biscuit in play, and we'll see if the Rockridge Wolverines can attack on this 1-0 lead. As I say that, leading up the ice is Carlson. Carlson dump and chase, trying to find it beneath the net. Something you may have learned in Waterloo. Setting pass! Nothing doing for Matheson. Matheson with an absolutely beautiful look if that centering pass was on his tape, but not this time. Bielke firing back, looking for Forsberg. Forsberg trying to fire to Norberg, but the pass is intercepted. Hawks will go the other way. As I just said, Forsberg, the big body, gets in the way of that passing lane, and Rockridge will retain possession. Norberg to Forsberg to Matheson, looking for Bielke, nothing doing. Standard first line when they played the Brainerd Warriors, besides 14 Westby instead of 4 Carlson on the ice right now. Dump and chase. Complete fire drill besides 14 Westby with a very, very long shift. 10:47 to play in this first frame. 1-0 Rockridge still on top. Hermantown going their way, looking to change that. And that will fizzle out rather fast. Rockridge skating after it. That is number 8, Scott. Scott trying to push the pressure, push the pace, lays the body into the boards. And the Hermantown attacker has to give up the puck. Going the other way now is number 4 for Hermantown. That's Christie. Christie fires a shot on net, saved by Jonason. Rockridge taking it back across their own red line. 3-on-1. What a save. What a move. No good. Puck ends up in the net somehow. No call is made. Puck ends up sliding right past the net. Student section goes absolutely crazy for it. And yet Francisco seems to keep it a 1-0 game, breaking up that absolutely incredible 3-on-1 rush from Rockridge. Norberg now trying to take a shot, dribbles in, shoots. Oh, what a... Just off the top crossbar, right over the shoulder of Francisco, and the score stays 1-0. Once again, a breakaway. This time, Scuffy won again. Tries to go forehand, backhand, tries to look for his second goal on the night. Slides past both Hermantown defenders and cannot seem to slide it past Francisco. Rockridge doing a really good job defending the speed as they need one more. The culprit is 15, Amundsen this time. As I was saying, Rockridge is doing a really good job defending the speed and tenacity and absolute just straight up intimidation factor of playing the Hermantown Hawks. And a top 5 team in the state of hockey, almost every year running for the past, I would say very, very cautiously, at least 10. Always seemingly in the state tournament, and a absolute powerhouse at that. One of the best teams in single A hockey. But just as we have seen, Rockridge doing a very good job. A lot of time to play, though. 9-12 in this first frame, and then 2 more after that. Puck is dropped dead. Amundsen going in for the draw, and Thurston for the Hawks. Amundsen actually pushed out of his own face-off zone. I believe that's Headley now in for the draw. That was number 19 and number 18, both out there on the ice. So here we go. Number 19, Headley, with skating with Amundsen and Scuffy. Puck is chipped away by Francisco, and the rush is stopped. Rockridge fighting very hard to keep it in that Hawk zone so they can change. For fresh legs, the number ones are out. Carlson tries to lay the body, whiffs but ends up with the puck, looking for Matheson, shoots, and no good. Francisco swallows it right in his blocker. He had Matheson across the crease, and yet we've already learned that they are very good at defending that cross-crease action. Carlson tries to take it himself, puts it right in the chest pad of Francisco. We will have a face-off on the top right side of your screen. Going the other way is the Hawks now, 1-on-2 the wrong way, skating past, I believe that's number 20, that is Coombe, the starting defenseman for tonight's game, alongside number 2, Wyatt Frederick. And Coombe lays the body, seemingly shutting down the rush. This time, Hawks shoot it just wide of the net. And Rockridge will go the other way with it. 3-on-2 going the other way. We have Matheson. Matheson leading for Carlson. No good. Blocker save right off the lumber. Francisco doing very, very well for all the 8 shots on goal that he's seen. Only 1 has been let in. And a lot of very good shots from that Rockridge team. A lot of good looks. Hermantown trying to find some of those good looks. Pushing down into the corner, chipping it back out to the slot, trying to find anybody. Rockridge intercepts the pass going the other way. Matheson is onside, and the whistle will blow. Bielke just couldn't seem to corral it before it slid past that blue line on the ice. That will be offside. We'll have a draw at center ice very shortly. Westby for the draw, seemingly loses it, but the Wolverines still end up with the puck. Not as good in the faceoff circle as they were against the Warriors. This is, I believe, Bardovich. Bardovich leaving it for Scott. Scott shoots on net. Glove save by Francisco. Francisco in his first 2 games, 9.40 and 9.29 save percentage. So that is very, very good, and also on par with what Rockridge has put up so far in this game. As I say that, Rockridge wins the draw. A snapshot on net from Scott. Scott nothing doing. Bardovich tries to slap at it and gets intercepted. The Hawks will go the other way. Hawks sending past the slot, leading, no good. Saved by Jonason off the lumber. Shot was by number 27, Nicklin. Nicklin played with Waterloo, actually. Same team as number 4, Kaz Carlson, before the season. And they go back to the high school circuit to play for this 3 months leading up to the state tournament. Rockridge going the other way. Coombe loses the handle on it, and the Hawks will intercept the pass. Try to deke around, move around the puck through center ice, get it inside the blue line into the attacking zone, and it will be stripped away by Rockridge. Coombe looking for a spot. Feeds an upward pass to Amundsen, tape to tape, no good. And the Rockridge Wolverines will try out a new line led by number 16, Grant Demberio. Demberio pushing the pressure, trying to circle underneath the net. That's been a very big rhythm change this game so far. Not letting the Hawks set up any type of offense and pushing the pressure is definitely something Rockridge needs to keep up in these next 2 periods of hockey. Hawks now changing the pressure, just as I said. Laying the body by Amundsen, pushing the puck loose, and the Hermantown Hawks will give up yet another breakaway between, this time, Demberio. Demberio just fires it back into the corner, leading for Carlson. Carlson with it, skating back out to the point for number 3, Greshner. Greshner off the glass, right above the goalie's head. Cannot seem to corral that one. Forsberg keeps it inside the attacking zone, kicks it with his skate. Same thing with Carlson. This is Demberio. Demberio going to the bench now for a new skater. Shot and off the lumber one more time. No good. Carlson can't seem to hit an open net on the backside of that play, and it will slide the length of the ice for icing. Carlson with a wide open shot. Couldn't seem to capitalize. The goalie was laying on his stomach, facing the wrong way. Carlson with a terrible angle nonetheless. but still couldn't put it in the net. That could be a big momentum shift for the Hawks, knowing they got away with one. Wolverines win the draw. Carlson just fires it back behind the net, and the Hawks will go the other way. Forsberg makes a deke. Excuse me, that's not Forsberg. That's number 18, Sitka. Excuse me, Skyta makes a deke around Forsberg, and nothing will happen about it. Here goes Skyta again. Skyta leading for a pass. 3-on-2 going the other way. Jonason off the blocker. Tries to snare it with his glove, and it will stay live. Frederick leading for Bielke. Bielke between the legs. What a move! Centered pass. No good. Coombe firing it on net. Leading for Westby. Nothing doing. And the Wolverines will have to regroup yet again. Scott finding Westby. Westby no good. Bielke and Westby both out on the ice. Both make a very good dynamic duo, except for when they get in each other's way, just like that. Bielke and Westby fighting yet again. Scott there for moral support, seemingly trying to find an open passing lane. Could not seem to get anything doing from the corner, and the puck will slide the length of the ice. Whistle will blow. We'll have a face-off in the Hawks zone. 4:03 to play in this first period. The score 1-0 for the good guys in the white jerseys. Wolverines trying to add one of those very fancy stars that the Hawks have on the back of their jerseys. 4 of them for their 4 state championships that they've had also very recently. Rockridge, not any yet. Only made it as far as the section semifinal. Is Scott really trying to get into some extracurricular? Back behind the referee's back, laying the body, definitely putting his body out on the line for his team. That'll get the boys fired up. Shot just wide of the net. Jonason doesn't even have to try for it. And the Hawks will give up the puck yet again inside the attacking zone. Nicklin leading in, and offside had number 4, Bo Christie, but couldn't seem to get anything going because he entered the attacking zone before Nicklin did. We'll have a face-off at center ice. Fire drill line change for the Wolverines. New 5 skaters on the ice. The only one that stayed is obviously Jonason. Jonason having a very good game. Only 2 shots on goal on the scoreboard, but I would wager it's at least triple that. And he's done an absolute rock-solid job keeping the Hermantown Hawks out of this game with that goose egg on the scoreboard. Forsberg to pick it up inside his own end, leaving it for Headley. Scuffy intercepts the pass, and it just goes off his skate blade. 2-on-2 in the wrong end of the zone for the Hermantown Hawks. Can't seem to get anything going, but here's something. 3-on-2 going the other way. Forsberg steps in front and makes a great defensive play, stopping the rush in its tracks. Headley pushes out in front for Scuffy. Scuffy goes off the skate blade, can't seem to corral the pass, and the Hawks will try to get something going again. Coombe pushing the pace now. Skating with himself across the blue line, fights around 2 defenders, keeping it with himself, fighting behind the net, tries to feed in front for Carlson, nothing doing, and the shot from Matheson goes wide. Frederick fighting with it. Gives it up to Lenzik, the starting centerman for the Hawks. Listed as a 5'7" junior, didn't play anywhere in this before fall. They call it the before season in the fall. That's something Hermantown has more than anybody else. They have more experience playing in these independent leagues, as 6 of them that could be on the ice at one time have been playing hockey in an independent league. What they lack in team chemistry, they make up in team experience for sure. 1:40 to go in this first frame of play. Carlson to Matheson, back to Carlson, looking for Bielke, nothing doing. Puck slides the length of the ice for icing, and we will reset. Face-off is won by number 14, that's Westby. And the Hermantown Hawks will go the other way with it. Hawks shot from the slot, or excuse me, from the point, does not go. It is tipped about 3 different times on the way from by the Rockridge defenders, really guarding their own net very well. Hawks recentering now to the point. 25 lets it rip right off the face mask of Jonason. What a shot from the defenseman Kalen Mannion, excuse me. And now it's Christie's turn to try to get something going. Intercepted by Coombe. Coombe will stay until everybody gets onside. Dump and chase back in towards the Hermantown net. 44 seconds to play in this first frame. Puck ends up back on Coombe's stick after the goalie fires it over. Leaving it up for Carlson. Bielke giving chase. Carlson intercepts the pass, trying to find anything. Doing out in front for Scuffy. Number 2. No good. Up and over the top of the net. Scuffy almost had 2 against the Hermantown goalie in this first frame of play. Playing with a little bit of swagger is Scuffy now. Knowing he has one more, is tapping his stick on the ice, wanting the puck, wanting to be the difference maker in this game. 15 seconds to play. Rockridge doing a great job making sure it doesn't slide for icing. That kills all of their momentum. Frederick doing a great job getting in front of it. 6, 5, 4. One last rush for Carlson. If he fires it down and around, that will lead to the end of the first period of play. And the Wolverines should be absolutely ecstatic with a shutout and a 1-goal lead over the Hermantown Hawks after 1 period of play. I didn't get a chance to speak with the former 15, Matt Niskanen, but I would think he would be absolutely, or his game plan is absolutely being played out to perfection. Be bigger and fast. They're not as fast as the Hermantown Hawks, but they can play bigger, they can play smarter, and they can take the best looking shots. I believe that is his game plan. They're sticking with it. And Rockridge is on the plus side of the scoreboard as we speak. Don't you guys go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. Get up, get some popcorn, get some snacks. We'll be back for some second period action right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, no matter where you're watching in the world, whether it's right here at the Iron Trail Motors Event Center, Duluth, Minneapolis, or Montana. Welcome back. I hope you grabbed a snack, and I hope you're ready for some second period hockey action. Rockridge is leading 1-0 over the Hermantown Hawks, having about a 40-minute drive back to town if they end up at the conclusion of this game. And a very, very well-fought game. What do you do if there is no coaching adjustment between periods? That's the question I believe Matt Niskanen just had to face. Rockridge playing a very, very well-sound fundamental game as Carlson wins the the face-off here. Leaves back for Coombe. Coombe to Bielke. Gets pushed up against the Hermantown bench. And Rockridge will try to reset and find something. Now, what do you do when there's no anytime period adjustment? You just tell them what you would do, and that's for me, play off this energy. Student section right now is at capacity, and they are amped up. They know, they see the scoreboard, they see we're winning, and they see that a win is very, very feasible in this game. I just truly think that that's all he said is feed off this energy, feed off the barn, and have some fun playing hockey. Now getting back to the action, we have Hermantown inside the attacking zone, trying to even up the score. Shots. Jonason with a great save. Now we have Matson. Matson leading for Carlson. Can't get a handle on it. Hermantown going the other way, trying to feed centering pass. Puck is still loose in front. Net goes off, and everything will be waved down. Jonason keeps the goose egg on the scoreboard with an amazing, amazing acrobatic save. We're going to give some good credit to number 20 as well, Jacob Coombe, throwing his body on the line, diving in the crease right in front of the puck that was still loose. The cage ends up coming off, and the 0 still stays on the scoreboard. Hermantown not too happy about that. Puck loose in the crease, slapping at it, and the whistle gets blown dead. But at the end of the day, the ball has never lied. Or in this case, puck as out in front, nothing doing. Nicklin with a great move walking out in front into the slot, and no shot will be made. The defensemen from Rockridge and their Wolverines, Forsberg and Norberg, a mouthful to say, they work as a great team out in front, protecting Jonason as another shot goes off the lumber. Jonason, it says he stopped about 5 on the scoreboard. I'd reckon it's at least double as we have Bardovich. Bardovich leading with Westby. Skates onside. They switch places. Leading, centering pass to the slot for Scott. Nothing doing. Hits right in the H of the chest protector of this Hawk. Scott trying to put it right past his shoulder and make this score 2-0. Cannot seem to get anything to go. With yet another pass. Here we go this time. DeBerrio leading forward. Tries to go for the Forsberg. Leave it out on one hand and slide it right past. Does not seem to go. Excuse me, correction, that was Headley that time. 16 and number 19 is Headley. 16 is Dimberio, who just recently gotten off of the ice. Frederick leading it up, skating with it, moving really fast across center ice, gets tangled up, puck goes to the Hawks. They will regroup and try to go the other way. Big pass off the boards, and whistle will be blown dead. Thurston will have his rush decidedly ended earlier than he'd wish it would have. Offsides on the play. 14:21 left on this second period action. Rockridge will go with their number 1 lineup, their starters, whatever you want to call them. Carlson in for the draw. Trips up the other defender. That would be Noah Thurston again. Same person who had his chance relished too early to be turned into anything. And the puck will slide free. Coombe getting tripped up along the boards. Hawks finding it out in front. Nothing doing. Carlson with a good hip check to break up the pass. And Jonason stopping a absolutely rocket of a shot from number 38, Nikola Zukow. Zukow finding a great angle, but Jonason just swallowing it up, taking up as much of that. Zukow with another shot, nothing doing. Medill leading. It gives up the puck. Now the Rockridge Wolverines are going the other way. We have Bielke leading, trying to find a spot in front in the slot. No good. Dips it into the corner himself, and the puck will slide and clear. Norberg on his horse, trying to get there before the Hawks do. It leaves it for Coombe. Coombe will go the other way. We have 4-on-3 if they hurry, and the Rockridge Wolverines will. Carlson goes down, looking for a whistle. Nothing there. Just tripped himself up over his own skates, trying to skate past two different Hawk defenders, and will retreat off of the ice. Hermantown trying to capitalize on a missed opportunity for the Rockridge Wolverines, going the other way with it. Nicklin leading past the blue line, leaving it. And yet again, just Rockridge doing a great job getting their sticks in the passing lane, tipping things away, trying to stop any momentum at all for the Hermantown Hawks, playing at their speed, which is significantly faster than the Wolverines. As you can see right now, two Wolverines trailing on the play. As Hermantown leads for centering pass, nothing doing. That was Scott with another big hit right behind the net, laying out his body, putting it on the line for a win in the Iron Trail Motors Event Center home barn for the Rockridge Wolverines. This would be amazing for their momentum on the season. Such an early point in the season to be taking down such a powerhouse. Rockridge trying to find any way to get the puck back. Westby goes down after making contact with one of the Hawks in front, and puck is tipped, led back out for number 3, Swenson. Swenson tries to feed out in front. Swenson gets it back, chips it off the glass, leaves it for number 4, Christie. Christie leaving it back for Swenson. Nothing doing. Rockridge going the other way. Bardovich going off the boards, bank pass after Greshner failed to pick up on the pass from number 8, Scott. Scott gets stood up by the body check, but still is back in the play, doesn't end up on the ground. Hermantown retreats into the Rockridge zone. Snapshot fires, and just wide of Jonason. Jonason facing somewhere over 15 shots, only 6 shown on the board. 6 shots that have been counted as on goal, 15 that have been the relatively close, and doing an awesome job, playing an absolutely perfect game so far. We'll see how long he can keep that up, and hopefully it's for 11:24 plus the full 17 of the third period. Thurston in for the draw with the Rockridge's very own Amundsen. Thurston ends up winning the draw, and somehow the Hawks will end up in their zone. Trying to set up any sort of offense with 11:08 in this second frame of play. Here we have something, 2-on-2 going the other way. Dimberio, which is actually Dimberio this time. I actually picked up on number 16 going the other way with it. Chips it up along the glass, leading for one of the assistant captains, number 22. That's Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner is senior, wearing the A patch as a starting defenseman for these Hermantown Hawks. Hermantown trying to find something to do here, trying to find any space in the slot. Forsberg goes down against the boards. Arm goes up in the air, and thanks to Forsberg's selfless play, the Rockridge Wolverines will see their first power play opportunity of the night. Forsberg will take a break, seeing the stars after that hit, but definitely well worth it, as number 23, TJ Wozniak, will be sitting in the box for 2 minutes. Rockridge's first power play shot. Scott in front of the net, nothing doing. Puck will slide out of play. We'll get another frozen biscuit, and it will go inside the Hermantown Hawks defensive zone. Scott with a quick shot in front of the net there in the slot, and yet no dice. We have Carlson winning the faceoff draw, Norberg leading, trying to find the puck along the Wolverines bench, trying to lay some lumber is Carlson. And snapshot on goal, number 3, that's Swenson. Swenson, no good. Seemingly, the Hermantown Hawks have had great shots, just can't hit the net in any capacity. Carlson feeding, looking for Scott. Deflected to Bardovich. Everybody waiting on the blue line for the puck to cross. And now we can set up the offense. We have 11. Matheson had a hat trick last time he was playing in this building. Bardovich leading for Carlson. Scott, no good out in front. Puck deflected off his stick across the crease. He reached out for it, and the goalie was just there in time to keep the score 1-0, 9:15 to go in the second period. 54 seconds left on that interference call for the Hermantown Hawks. Wolverines power play doing a great job keeping spaced out, setting up the offense. Now Scott for Bardovich. Bardovich crossed the ice to Carlson. Carlson feeds down inside to Matheson. Puck is tipped off the glass by the captain. That's Bodie Medill. What a tip. That will lead to a clear, and 30 seconds now for the Wolverines. Wolverines trying to find anything to get going. We have Bielke just tipping it up and getting off the ice. And Wolverines will have to reset. Christie trying to Christie there to break up the play. Puck will slide across the blue line, onside, centering pass, nothing doing. This time for number 16, Dimberio. And with that, the Hawks will have 0 men in the box. He will skate directly off the ice. Paxton Medill will take his place, and we'll play 5-on-5 hockey. 8 minutes to go in the second frame. Not very many stoppages, a lot of tired legs for the Wolverines and Hawks, both alike. Snapshot over the goal, or over the shoulder of Jonason, just high of the goal. What a shot from number 4, Christie there, as Wolverines will go the other way. 3-on-1 if they hurry. Cannot get a handle on it is Dimberio. Now it's the Hawks' turn for a 2-on-2 breakaway. Snapshot and off the glove of Jonason, trying to snag it and get his team a break. Definitely playing behind the Hawks' speed. Christie with a shot up in front. Now it's Nicklin with a shot in front. The Wolverines decide just to ice the puck, and it will slide. Everybody gets a shot, and a big round of applause from the crowd for warding off that rush from the Hermantown Hawks. Everybody gets a chance for a water break, including the announcer that you're hearing right now. 7:21 to go in the second frame. Forsberg back out for the first time since drawing his penalty, seemingly just fine and ready for revenge on the scoreboard. Wolverines will take it. That's Norberg. Norberg spinning, trying to leave for Bielke. Bielke going back around Norberg, falls off of his feet, goes to his side, and pins up against the glass. Puck is still moving, no frozen puck call, and they will reset. Coombe with a snapshot on net, off the cage. Norberg, no good as well. Just sails past the left shoulder of the goalie, but just as it sailed past that, past the cage as well. Forsberg leading for Coombe, back around the net for Carlson, now with Coombe, and it slides past. Forsberg will have to chase. 2-on-1 going the other way. Forsberg pushing the action. Arm will go up in the air for a tripping call. That'll be Forsberg to the box. And as I say that, Francisco gets off the ice. We'll have 6-on-5 going the other way. Forsberg pushes and catches, and will get off of the ice. Unfortunately, gets called for, I believe, tripping. We'll see the call from one of the linesmen. Yes, sir. Tripping is the call. Forsberg to the box for 2 minutes. We'll see the first penalty kill for the Rockridge Wolverines. Going down on the play is number 16, the captain, right wing, Bodie Medill, who after the play, Forsberg just seemingly caught with one hand. That's what I said with that big body. He has more strength than most of the quote-unquote bigger guys. Medill listed at 5'10", and 180 pounds, and Forsberg just towers over him. If he can find a way to stay out of the box and use his body for the rest of this game, I have no reason to see why the Wolverines won't be on the top of the scoreboard at the end of it. As I say that, the Wolverines will have cleared the puck, and somebody lost a stick down there. I wanted to say it's Bardovich. The referee is returning it to the bench. Something is either wrong with it or broken with it, and we shall see. The Hawks trying to set up any type of offense. Their power play is one of the best in the state last year. And we will see how the Rockridge Wolverines fare against such a powerhouse of a power play. I believe Mark Parrish said at the state tournament last year they were around 85 to 87% on the power play during the season. During the state tournament, it was a little bit less, somewhere, I believe, around 35. Don't quote me on that. But it's still absolutely intimidating to go up against when that red number is up on the scoreboard. That means you are down a skater or two for yet another minute. Hermantown regrouping, shot snap right over the net and right over Jonason. Hermantown will regain possession with it. That's Medill. Medill skating with it, leaving it for Mannion, and Rockridge will clear yet again. 45 seconds to go this time in the power play. 5:02 in the second frame. If Rockridge can get out of this power play and play clean hockey for the rest of this frame, they'll be just fine going into the final third period with a 1-0 lead. Hermantown taking their sweet time to set something up. Now 25 seconds in the power play. Centering pass leading in front. Nothing doing. Rockridge will clear again, but it goes off the stick of Frederick. Frederick had a chance to fire it down the ice just like that, and it will actually go and have the Wolverines regroup. Hawks with one more rush, 7-6-5. Nothing doing because of the offside call. We'll have a face-off at neutral ice, 6 seconds for number 27 in the penalty box. And we shall see if the Wolverines clear the first penalty of the year for the Hermantown Hawks. Or, excuse me, the game for the Hermantown Hawks. I believe they had three. They were 3 for 3 in their last home game here. And that makes them 4 for 4 now, as Jonathan snags with 4:16 to play. And they clear one of the most, if not the most, intimidatingly powerful and successful power play schools in the state. This is Martelok in for the draw, wins it, and the puck will slide past the blue line, so Hermantown will have to tag up and reset. And Rockridge now back trying to find some momentum, now freshly with 5 skaters, not having to dump the puck all the way down 200 feet to the other end of the ice every time they have a chance. Norberg finding Bardovich. Bardovich skating with Westby and gets caught up around the blue line. Hermantown will go the other way. Chip pass, slides all the way to the end line, and Wolverines will go from there. This is Greschner. Greschner looking, decides to take it himself over the blue line. Snapshot fires, and into the chest of Francisco, seeing some action for the first time in a very long time. 3:31 to go in this second frame. The score still stays at 1-0 Rockridge. Rockridge doing a great job of preserving their lead, not letting any good chances and trying to take the best shot possible, just like that one. And Coombe does not have any mustard on it to get it past number 26. The puck is blocked by Paxton Medill. And that one is not, but swallowed by Francisco. Like I was saying, the Wolverines are doing a great job of protecting their lead, not letting any easy shots in front, and the ones that are in front are through so many sticks that they just keep sliding and sailing up and off the glass behind Jonason. And on the offensive zone, taking their time, setting up, trying to find the best shot, and then once it's in front of the net, slapping at it, wasting away all the time they can, and trying to just keep Hermantown on their toes from letting them run all over the ice like they do so well at the state tournament and the section tournaments each year. As we say that, Carlson leads for, Bielke, and we cannot seem to get anything going. Just like I said there, Carlson throws it in front for Bielke. Bielke starts slapping at it. There's chaos going around. Hermantown doesn't know what's going on. They all have to go crash the net and can't set anything up just like that. And nothing doing again. Bielke with it this time, trying to reciprocate the favor from Carlson. And Hermantown will intercept it going the other way. This is Christie. Christie 1-0, nothing doing. What a save from Jonason! And the score will stay 1-0 Rock Ridge. I don't know seemingly what happened. I think Frederick either got deked out of his clothes, fell down, stumbled, skating backwards, whatever it was. Just went through something. Christie made a great move going both ways. And Jonason made an awesome blocker and then glove stop to keep this score, or to keep the Hawks scoreless with 2:31 to play in the second period. Bardovich leading himself 2-on-2 going the other way. He had Norberg there, but it will be intercepted and slide for Jonason. Mark that up as another shot on goal for him. Forsberg for Norberg. And the Wolverines will go up the ice leading with number 8, Scott. Scott having a great physicality game today. Definitely putting his body on the line for the team just as Forsberg has. As we have icing. 2 minutes to go in the second period. And we'll be back very, very shortly. Rockridge's Westby wins the draw, kicks it over in the corner, leaves it for Greschner. Greschner still defending, takes down to the ice with him number 19, Kyler Berg. And the puck is slapped around in front for a while. And with so many Wolverines in the slot, the Hermantown Hawks cannot capitalize on it. 1:35 to go in this second frame. Hermantown still trying to find something. Jonason, as the puck slides past Norberg, he will freeze it. 90 seconds to play in the second frame. The stoppages in this period have been very, very minimal, which is something that plays into Rockridge's favor as well. Not letting Hermantown build anything, not letting them slide it down the ice and reset their offense every single time. Definitely playing a very clean, fast game as Rockridge right now. And as I say that, Scuffy fires it down all the way into the end of the ice, tries to fight with it, gets taken down. Norberg now with it, trying to find for Scuffy again. Backhand wraparound pass for Scuffy, who kicks it back underneath the net. Dimberio trying to find Scuffy back behind the net, nothing doing. And the Hawks will go the other way, 3-on-2 if they hustle. And they will. Coombe does a great job shutting it down. From number 26, Medill, and we'll have icing yet again. Both teams for sure looking tired towards the end of this period, playing almost 17 minutes straight of hockey, with very, very little stoppage and very, very little penalty. There's only been one on each side for this game. 4 total penalty minutes is not a lot. As I say that, 35 seconds till both teams gets a rest. We'll see if they can hang one more on the scoreboard on either side before that. 27 now. Carlson gets tied up along the far side boards and gives the puck away. Hermantown leading with 22, 21, 20 as he crosses the blue line. Forsberg trips up ties up the other number 27 who isn't on my roster. I'll have to flip that over. We'll figure that out. That's Alexander Nicklin. Nicklin, like I said, played for Waterloo. Snapshot from Nicklin, saved by Jonason as the boards go, and there'll be extracurricular activity down by the end line. Forsberg takes somebody to the ground. There will be penalties all around. Carlson very, very slow to get up. And Forsberg still in the scrum protecting his teammate along with Bielke. Everybody on their feet looking towards the very far right side of the ice. We will see how the referees decide to dish out penalties leading into this third period of play. Nicklin with a great shot to end the period, something just firing it on goal, doesn't care where it went. It kicked into the far side corner where I believe Carlson tried to scoop it up and then got flattened as the clock expired. Forsberg took exception to that, and so did the rest of the Wolverines, who are all standing on the ice still, trying to make sure that their captain is okay. Carlson seemingly okay, talking with the referee, trying to decide what the penalties will be when we reach that third period of play, skating off the ice with a little chip on his shoulder. That's something you don't want to give this kid, playing at only 5'10". Undersized for a center, but plays very, very big in big scenarios. We will see what penalties are dished out, what the coaches make for adjustments. And just like I said before, get a snack, get some popcorn. Don't you dare touch that dial. We'll be back very soon. Let's play some Chuck-a-Puck.
Purpose and state-of-the-art event center on the Iron Range, a leader in the region with 2 ice arenas and ice available year-round. The Iron Trail Motors Event Center has a space for everything. Whether you're planning a board meeting, birthday party, or convention, your event is sure to be a success. Serving Virginia and surrounding communities with meeting space, ice arenas, and fitness center. Plan your event at the Iron Trail Motors Event Center, the new destination venue on the Iron Range.
A lot of the contractors are getting older. They're not that many years away from retirement. It makes it a challenge. You know, we're partnering with Rockridge Schools in their construction lab at the main high school, and we just now partnered with them at the North Star Elementary in town, trying to make sure that some of these kids realize, you know, they need to get into the trades. If they're good with their hands, they're good with projects and doing that stuff, you can make a pretty darn good living doing these projects and helping people out.
State-of-the-art event center on the Iron Range, a leader in the region with 2 ice arenas and ice available year-round. The Iron Trail Motors Event Center has a space for everything. Whether you're planning a board meeting, birthday party, or convention, your event is sure to be a success. Serving Virginia and surrounding communities with meeting space, ice arenas, and fitness center. Plan your event at the Iron Trail Motors Event Center, the new destination venue on the Iron Range.
But there are a lot of the contractors getting older. They're not that many years away from retirement. It makes it a challenge. We're partnering with Rockridge Schools in their construction lab at the main high school, and we just now partnered with them at the North Star Elementary in town, trying to make sure that some of these kids realize, they need to get into the trades. If they're good with their hands, they're good with projects and doing that stuff, you can make a pretty darn good living doing these projects and helping people out. contractor getting older. They're not that many years away from retirement. It makes it a challenge. We're partnering with Rockridge Schools in their construction lab at the main high school, and we just now partnered with them at the North Star Elementary in town, trying to make sure that some of these kids realize, they need to get into the trades. If they're good with their hands, they're good with projects and doing that stuff, you can make a pretty darn good living doing these projects and helping people out.
And state-of-the-art event center on the Iron Range, a leader in the region with 2 ice arenas and ice available year-round. The Iron Trail Motors Event Center has a space for everything. Whether you're planning a board meeting, birthday party, or convention, your event is sure to be a success. Serving Virginia and surrounding communities with meeting space, ice arenas, and fitness center. Plan your event at the Iron Trail Motors Event Center, the new destination venue on the Iron Range.
Welcome back from our break. The energy building, and we are ready for some third period action. Rockridge up 1-0 against the Hermantown Hawks. Rockridge in the white and green, Hermantown in their beautiful navy blue. And we will go play more hockey right here at the Iron Trail Motors Event Center, starting with Kaz Carlson. No penalties dished out after the fisticuffs late in the period. Carlson took a late hit right at the horn, and Forsberg stood up for him. Everybody decided the penalties would be offsetting. Nobody sitting in the box. We'll play 5-on-5 hockey for 16:33, and it will be an absolute sprint to the finish, just as Hermantown's doing right now. Centering pass across, and nothing going. Can't seem to get a handle on it. Hermantown will have to reset behind the Rockridge net, as Rockridge will now go the other way. Carlson feeding, dump and chase style, and the first save for Francisco for this period. Fire drill for Rockridge. Everybody off the ice. Fresh set of 5 legs. And if this period is anything like the last one, where the teams just looked gassed, absolutely brutalized, sucking in all the air they can, trying to find any little bit of momentum right now as we shoot, and Francisco makes another save. Norberg goes into the boards very, very awkwardly near the end of that play. Good to see he's doing all right. And like I was saying, with both teams being so tired near the end of the period, you could really tell that the coaches are trying to keep everybody a little bit more fresh now towards leading into the later half of this period. Westby chips it off the boards, leading for nobody. The Hawks will take possession back in their own end. And we have a breakaway inside. Jonason makes a great stop, getting his body in the way, making the area to score almost unimaginably small, and the puck will sail wide. Greshner gets played up against the boards back behind the Hermantown net, and we will go the other way with Hermantown. Nicklin trying to find any type of space, giving Greshner a little bit of a cross check as Rockridge goes the other way. Now we have Scuffy with a loose puck deke, can't seem to get anything going on it. Headley giving chase, shooting it up and over into the netting. We'll have a face-off inside the Hermantown zone. 14:50 to play in this final frame. Amundsen wins a great face-off for Rockridge, but Hermantown will take it the other way. This is Matlock. Matlock skating across the blue line himself, leaving it for number 9. Snapshot off the blocker. Noah Thurston absolutely denied by Jonason. Jonason still hanging absolutely awesome goose egg and keeping the Wolverines in this game very single-handedly, as the shots on goal have been kind of tied up over the recent minutes and last period. Martelock with another shot on goal. That's not Matlock. That's Martelock. And now the Hawks will have 3-on-2 going the other way. Now the snapshot wide just of the net. Thurston trying to spark anything into his Hawks team. Going the other way, we have 1-on-1. Scuffy trying to push anything going back along the boards. Wrap around. The body is laid by Zukow. And the Hawks will have breakaway going the other way. Loses a tire. Snapshot and scores! A big point to the student section from one of the captains. And just like that, we have a tie game. Scoring will go on the breakaway to number 16, Bodie Medill, after his 2 games played this season. 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points. 60 games on his career for 29 points. That's why he wears the C, ladies and gentlemen, as a 5'9" senior. A little bit of commentator curse bringing up Jonason's possible shutout, but with 13:50 to play, that was a long time in goaltender minutes. It is now 1-1, seemingly 0-0, and Carlson will try to get any momentum going back, gets the puck stripped away before he can leave it for Matheson, and we will have to reset. Now the mindset for the Rockridge Wolverines leading into this last 13:26 as there's icing on the play. Their mindset is to absolutely throw that away and realize that you were leading a very, very good team for 2.5 periods almost. And that if you can score 1, you can definitely score more. The shots on goal battle is about even. If they can run away like they did early in that first period, they can definitely still win this game by more than 1, even more than 2 points. Swenson leading it up the boards across the blue line, gets the puck stripped from him by Forsberg. Forsberg leaves it back behind the net for Greshner, and the Hawks will take possession back in the attacking zone. Centering pass, cross pass, off the net and into the netting. What a save by Jonason, shaking off that very, very quick goal and lifting that blocker arm, deflecting the very quick snapshot into the netting and letting everybody take a huge sigh of relief that's wearing green in this building. Face-off is won by Rockridge and dumped all the way down to the other end of the ice, picked up by the Hawks behind their own net. And they will lead from there. Christie dumping it across, leaving it for number 27, Nicklin, one of Carlson's former teammates, now turned enemies for at least this high school season before they both go back to Waterloo, where Carlson was actually recently traded, so he will play for Des Moines now. But definitely they've had a very good connection between teammates and now playing competitors. Kuhn lays the body on Christie, gets him to force the puck up, and we will have Hermantown to reset outside of their own blue line in the neutral zone. Now skating across the blue line is Medill. Medill gets a little bit of a body check from Scott, who's still putting his body flat out on the line for his team. Anything to help his boys in green win at home versus a great team like the Hermantown Hawks. Christie goes down the play, seemingly a little bit shaken up. Now Dimberio leaves it for Scott. Nothing doing. And the puck will go the other way. Leaves it for Coombe. Coombe has number 13, Norberg, with him. Decides not to use it, take it himself. And the puck will get stolen away by the Hermantown Hawks. The Hawks shoots and scores! Number 10, Mick Martelock, goes top shelf and beats Jonason blocker side. And just like that is how fast this game can change, ladies and gentlemen. From 1-0 Rock Ridge to 2-1 Bad Guys. Martelock with 0 points on the season, a junior who also played for the Bobcats in his independent fall season. 29 games played on his career in high school with 16 points, make that 17. And with that, the Hermantown Hawks are now in front 2-1. Rockridge trying to reset, looking really shaken up after those very quick 2 goals. Can't really seem to get a handle on any of the pucks. And just trying to seemingly reset themselves and recalibrate. Everybody just kind of seems a little bit discombobulated after those quick 2 goals. It's a very shaking, jarring experience if you're on the ice, even if you're up in the booth or in the building, to watch how fast the momentum can change and go in the Hawks' direction. Niskanen choosing to go with his number 2s, seeing if they can shake things up, and that's number 2s of Westby, Bardovich, Scott. Keeping his number 1 defenseman, as we have now centering pass in front and nothing doing. Can't seem to find the tape on that pass. Intended for number 4, Bo Christie, the junior, the left-handed shooting junior. Could not seem to get it on his tape. Going the other way now is Bardovich. Bardovich leaves it for Scott across, and nothing doing. What a great weave move, trying to find Westby on the backside and can't seem to get anything to go from it. Bardovich loses the handle on it for Zakow behind the net. Tries to push the pace, leaving for Amundsen. Pushed up against the boards by 3 different Hawks defenders. And now goes down, loses his stick, can't seem to do anything about it, and we'll have a penalty. Holding will be the call. Now, who is the culprit? Seems like he is wearing blue. That's number 23, TJ Wozniak. We'll go to the box for the second time tonight. Student section trying to will some life back into these Wolverines for 2 consecutive minutes of power play. And Niskanen pulling out all the stops between Bielke, Carlson, Bardovich, Matheson. All of his goal scorers are on the ice right now. Niskanen using his NHL knowledge to try to do anything to spark some life back into his guys. Bardovich using a great toe pick stop on the hockey puck to keep it in the zone from letting it slide, but unfortunately the net does come off its hinges. 1:45 left in the penalty the penalty kill for the Hawks. 10 even to play in this third period and final frame if the Wolverines can't score one more. Now some confusion as Francisco didn't have his glove or his blocker. Just trying to get a splash of water, and the puck was dropped a little bit too early. 2 seconds was taken off the clock, but nothing too extreme in the long term. Jonason getting pushed back behind his own net, fires it out to Bardovich. Bardovich leaves it for Carlson to Scott up the ice. Now we have 3-on-3 going the other way. Scott trying to do something himself, putting his body on the line for all of his teammates. Now trying to get on the score sheet himself, fires it off to Bardovich. Bardovich across the ice to Carlson, and it is tipped and broken up by Berg, the senior assistant captain. As the puck will slide, 1 minute left in this penalty kill for the Hawks, who are just as good on the penalty kill as they are on the power play. Now Carlson trying to do something himself, leaves it for Matheson. And the Hawks will go the other way. Instead of dump and chase, they will try to do something with it. Number 13 here, trying to make any type of separation, and he does and scores. That's number 13, Cole Lenzik. And ladies and gentlemen, when it rains, it sure does pour in the Iron Trail Motors Event Center. 3-1, 8:53, and a shorty. And I will safely say all the momentum has slidden over to the blue side of the arena. Face-off taken and won by Rockridge as it gets slidden back behind their own net. Jonason doing a great job to shake off what just had happened. 3 very, very quick goals, and Rockridge will go the other way, playing really fast, playing to the advantage of Hermantown right now, playing at their speed and not recreating their own game plan of taking a great shot, setting up their offense, and keeping in the passing lane that Hermantown has been so efficient in for so many years. Now Headley trying to start a break on something. Leads a pass for number 2, and Frederick will let it slide the length of the ice. The penalty is over. 8:15 to play in the third period. And no goals for the Rockridge Wolverines, and 1 seemingly for the Hermantown Hawks. After a shorthanded goal, it is very tough to grab any type of momentum back, so Rockridge will be trying anything and everything to swing the dial back in their favor. Just like this, we have Bielke leaving for Carlson. Carlson back to Bielke, center, and pass out in front for Carlson, and nothing doing on that amazing save by number 35, Bryce Francisco, the goaltender, the senior. That's the reason he wears the A for assistant, is because of those clutch plays. 2 of the best skaters for the Wolverines bearing down, firing the puck back and forth amongst themselves, and cannot seem to shake Francisco. Francisco being very, very solid in this end of the ice. As Bielke gets it stolen, now Forsberg really trying to fight with it and ends up with the puck, leaving it for Coombe, and the Wolverines will reset going the other way. We have Carlson wearing the C, voted captain by his players and friends, now gets pushed into the ice and trampled. That's number 23, Wozniak. Carlson very, very slow to get up, holding his abdomen as the Hermantown Hawks go the other way, gliding to the bench, as it goes ping off the crossbar and into the net. Carlson still very slow to get off the ice, not finally, and now finally through the door. He'll head down towards the tunnel to go see athletic trainer Brad Kern and be reevaluated for play. I'm very, very much hoping that it's just the butt end of a stick in the rib cage or something, and it's just a stinger. He'll be back on the ice very soon. This kid shows a lot of grit and toughness when he's out there. It's the reason he wears the C, and his friends, teammates, and players, as now Scott trips and falls, goes down, tripped up by, I believe, number 16, Medill, who does have a goal on the game and now playing very good defense, just getting in the way of Scott, standing in his way and making him lose the puck, trip, and fall. Now we have the Hawks going the other way. We have Kyler Berg leading the charge, drop off, leaving, for Thurston. Thurston fires it down the ice and into the Wolverine zone where they'll retain possession. And now the Hawks out in front, shoots, and still slapping it around in front, out in front of the slot, back around behind the net, and the puck will get frozen. A lot of fisticuffs going on. Scott, very, very hot-headed after play, getting tied up at number 21, Ethan Asta, who puts his hands in the air to claim innocence with 6:30 to play in this third period. Good to see number 4, Carlson, back on the ice now, winning that draw, making very, very tight circles, seemingly just had some sort of stinger or the wind knocked out of him as he went piling into the boards. Good to see him back on the ice as the puck is now frozen. We'll have a face-off in the same spot, just with 20 less seconds on the clock for Rockridge to score 2 goals to tie this game. Carlson in for the draw. Ties up, Bielke swoops in and wins the draw. Now is tied up against the boards himself. Pushes for Carlson. Carlson gets body checked into the boards. And now Hermantown with a breakaway. Let's see what happens. Jonason right off the chest and into the net. That is number 4, Bo Christie, who I believe also has a goal on the game. 6'1" junior with 17 points on his career. That is 8 of them coming from goals. Almost made it 9. But Jonason with a great chest pad block and snag with that left hand keeps the game at 3-1. 6:01 to play as it wraps around in front and nothing going because of Jonason's absolutely phenomenal play. Selling out, saving his body right in front of the net for nothing doing on the Hawks' side. Hawks still dangerously in front to score. Nothing from Jonason. What a slide from the Lumber, keeping Bodie Medill at bay. And yet again, just another snapshot from the Hawks. This is where it can really pile up as it slides all the way to the ice. Applause from the Hermantown fans, knowing that that was a great 2 minutes of hockey. Had the Wolverines on their tails, just rewinding, reeling back the whole time, trying to find any little bit of offensive swagger or defensive scheme to stop this Hermantown Hawk efficient offense. The speed, just like that, nothing going. 26, that's Paxton Medill, I believe Bodie's brother. And what a little awesome face-off play that is. Now we have a centering pass in front, nothing going. Scott can't hit the net. I blanked on number 11's name. That's Landon Matheson. Matheson with a perfect centering pass to number 9 in front. And, Bielke cannot seem to put it in the back of the net with a wide open net on the breakaway, just like we're doing here with Carlson. Mirror match this time, leaving it for Bielke. Bielke runs into Carlson, loses his stick, and we're just reeling. Everybody's reeling. Now Carlson out in front, poking at it, slapping at his Matheson. Puck is still loose out in front. Goalie hits the deck. Does the best LeBron James impression that I could see, and we might fight inside of the Iron Trail Motor Event Center tonight. 4:40 to play, temperatures flaring. Carlson actually with the cool head, Holding back, that's number 27, Alexander Nicklin. And cooler heads will prevail. 3-1 Hermantown, 4:40 to play. But I say these Wolverines have a little bit of spark lit into them again with that awesome chance that just couldn't go. Bielke had a wide open net to shoot at, but just sailed it right over the crossbar as Francisco, was reeling backwards on his stomach after selling out to solve the Matheson breakaway. And with that icing call, I would confidently say now that Rockridge has a little bit of momentum, and they need to capitalize on it in the next 2 minutes to have a shot back in this game. This is Denberry for the draw, wins, snapshot, one-timer, nothing from, that's number 13, that's Blake Norberg with a great shot. Hat trick last time he was in this arena, but no goals tonight. Now Hermantown going the other way with it, snapshot off the glass, nothing going for Martellock. Bank pass off the glass, skated past Frederick, and just ripped a one-timer from the Ovechkin dot. Jonason swallowed it up. 4:08, we'll have a face-off inside the Rockridge zone. And we'll have I believe a line change is what the stoppage is for. That's exactly what it's for. We have Westby and Bardovich in now. And Westby wins the draw, proves for good, as the Hermantown Hawks chip it back, and they will regain possession inside their own attacking zone now. Hawks spinning back and forth down inside the corner by the Baldwin sign, as you can see on your screen. We'll reset, chip it just to keep it inside the attacking zone, and Jonason will cover up. We will have a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. The ringleader is number 8, Cal Scott, who's dragging 2 Hermantown Hawks away from him, trying to keep his team invested in this game with no penalties. Westby wins the draw. Bardovich tangles up with one of the Hawk defenders, and that will be Coombe who fires it down and out of the Wolverine zone for the first time in probably a minute and a half taken off of this clock. Now 3:30 to play. Scott with a big body check in front of the Hawks goal, but that will be all for naught as the Hawks will lead down the ice going 2-on-2 the other way. Spin move around Coombe, but Forsberg is there to shut it down. Now we have Rockridge going the other way, leading back into the attacking zone, looking for Carlson. Carlson being tied up. Francisco with a good poke check. Carlson taken down against the boards yet again. That corner proving very, very, very bad for Carlson tonight. And both teams just look tired near the end of this game. Not very many stoppages, and they're both playing extremely fast. Rockridge doing a great job to keep up with Hermantown's pace when they're on offense, and doing a great job to set up their offense when they have the puck as well. Stick to their game plan, but rather than later, they need to start making some very aggressive moves towards the end of this game. 2:28 to play now. 3-1. Rockridge still needs 2 goals just to play any extra hockey tonight. As puck will go out of play, we'll have a face-off. And with that call, we will have timeout Rockridge. 2:21 to play. With a 2-goal deficit, they have to score twice in 2.5 minutes. If I'm the former 15, Matt Niskanen, I'm telling my boys that you are all goal scorers. I'm putting my best lineup on the ice. That would look like Carlson, Bielke, Bardovich, Westby, and right now Scott. A lot of forwards on the ice, right? I understand that's a lot of forwards, but Scott's playing big like a defenseman. He's putting his body on the line. Carlson, a great goal scorer. Same thing with Bielke, trying to find a great spot. Same thing with Bardovich, good for finding the little spaces in front of the net for any type of tip. And then maybe as it comes down to it, substitute Forsberg for Westby. And then to just have that big body. And when we pull Jonason, take Norberg and put him out. That would be my 6. They're all great goal scorers. They all know how to play hockey. They just have to do it. As that buzzer sounds, we have both captains, Medill and Carlson, rallying their troops, trying to will any bit of life back into them for this 140 seconds of play left. Carlson tying up Lenzik and giving him just a little shot afterward after he wins that puck. We have Norberg leaving the puck behind, and that will be a great save for Jonason off of a very quick shot from Lenzik as well. Now a face-off inside the Rock Ridge zone. Hermantown looking to tie up and waste as much time as they can. Now 2:08 left in this final frame. Unless Rock Ridge can score twice or more than twice, and we can be done after that. We have Carlson skating across the blue line now looking for a pass. Pushed up against the boards, this time by number 23, Wozniak. Snapshot from the point. Trying to get anything going is Norberg here. And he might shoot it again. Cruz, Greshner wanting it back. Number 3, snapshot from the point. Once again, trying to find any type of tip or passing lane to get it past Francisco. They've only been able to do that once tonight. And that was Scuffy's first goal very early in the first period. 90 seconds to play as it slides the entire length. Jonason, as you can see, out of the net. We have 6 Rockridge skaters on the ice and 5 fresh Hermantown skaters. No mistakes from here on out for the Rockridge Wolverines if they have any chance of winning this game. Scott down in the corner, pushed against the wall. Now resetting back outside and clears by Norberg. What a defensive play from the Hermantown Hawks, not letting the Wolverines have any chance. Now pushing inside. Wolverines doing a great job to clear, going the other way now. We have Carlson. Carlson leaving for Scott. Scott throws it on net for Carlson. Nothing doing. 45 seconds to play. Arm goes in the air. Wolverines do have the puck. They will go on the power play as soon as the Hermantown Hawks touch up. Cross-centering pass for Norberg. Norberg, nothing. Wide of the net. Can't seem to hit anything now are the Rockridge Wolverines. 30 seconds to play. Bielke in front. And the Hermantown Hawks will finally touch up, I would imagine, as it gets pinned up against the boards. Now the clock is stopped. Still running. Still running. And now it is finally stopped with 18.5. I would like to wager there will be time added on top of the clock. Somewhere around the 20 to 21 second mark. As the penalty box is open for the Hermantown Hawks. 18.5 for 2 scores. It's been done before, especially now with the Hermantown Hawks 1 man down. Many fans making their way towards the exits, but the student section and most of the Rockridge section staying full, willing their boys to the very end. Nobody's trying to beat the traffic. Has to be a great feeling if you're standing down on the box as the referees are still trying to figure out what they're going to do about the clock situation and who is going to go sit in the penalty box. Now, 20 seconds even being put on the clock. Cal Scott going back to Coach Niskanen for any last second instruction as number 18, Ford Skida, goes into the box for this final 20 seconds, unless the Wolverines can seemingly put the puck behind Francisco. We'll play 6-on-4 hockey with 20 to play. Still confusion. It won't be Skida going to the box. Skida will stay out. It'll be number 9, Noah Thurston. And I think we have everything solved finally. Referees are leaving the scorer's table, where the golf coach Chipper is doing an amazing job running not only the game clock, but also the stat sheet. And speaking of Rockridge sporting events, if you still love alpine skiing, please join the ski team. If you want, send an email or go find Mr. Little in class or after class. You have a lot of fun. I was personally on it with some of my friends, and it was a blast. So if you enjoy skiing, join the ski team. Talk to Mr. Little, send him an email, and we will go back to the action. I guess we won't go back to the action. The referees are skating now, finally, away from Matt Niskanen and company on the Rockridge bench. Puck will be dropped. 20 seconds to play. Snapshot blocked. And another shot from the very corner is blocked again. Hermantown pounding on the boards with their sticks, willing the last 10 seconds now into their boys. Scott looking for Carlson, wraps it her back around net in front, and Bielke can't seem to get it past Francisco. Final shot, and no. The Hermantown Hawks will defeat the Rockridge Wolverines at home after trailing 1-0 for 2.5 periods. 3 goals unanswered in the last 10 minutes. What a game from the Rockridge Wolverines, and although there has only been although we did lose, I will still appoint 3 stars of the game. With my 3rd star of the game today, I will put number 26, Jackson Bardovich. Just usually a solid lockdown second line left wing player. He played absolutely amazing today. He was always in the right spot, feeding his teammates for great opportunities. Couldn't seem to come up with any apples on the night, but still very, very good. Number 2, I'm going to have to give it to Jacob Coombe. As a starter, finally, only as a junior, he played absolutely great. It's very tough to play this Hermantown team, even as a senior, but as a starting junior playing with the first line, he did a great job gelling in there. And with my number 1, I think it's very obvious, number 8, Cal Scott. Cal put his body on the line for almost the complete 60 minutes that he was out there. 51 minutes. They only play 17.